Hello and welcome to Essential Oils for Emotions. We'll wait a couple of minutes for people to get on. If anybody's going to jump on live with me. I see one person. Thanks for joining. We'll get started in just a couple of minutes. Hey. So we'll give another minute or so. Hi, Kathy. Just hang out with your girl today. Got some ice cream and coffee. It was hot, 106 degrees in the shade. All right, we'll go ahead and get started and people jump on. am recording this class and we'll be putting the link up on my YouTube channel, Untethered Life. So if you jump in late, or for people that jump on late, they're not on now, but they'll find this out. There'll be a recording and you can go back and watch it, and you can feel free to share it. I'll send that link out after the class. So this class is all about emotions. Emotions are oftentimes viewed as difficult and scary. We're not really adept as a culture at knowing what healthy emotional expression looks like. So it's really much easier to just suppress our emotions than to recognize, process, and feel them. So in this class, we're going to learn how to recognize, feel, notice our emotions, and also what essential oils we can use to help that emotional process become a more balanced one. We learn about our emotions. We learn how to manage our emotions from birth. Actually, some of that information is transferred down genetically to us as to how we're going to handle emotions. I have a lot of German in my background, and if you know anything about Germans, they're typically known as pretty stoic. I was an exchange student to Spain, which kind of helped awaken a different emotional side to me. As you know, Latins are known for much more vibrant emotional expression. So even cultures have different ways of expressing and managing emotions. So learning to process them is a very powerful gift that we can have and that we can teach others and pass on to our kids. So I hope that tonight's class will be of benefit to you, and you'll learn some things you haven't heard before and some ways that you can become a more emotionally aware and healthy person. And then if you have kids, pass that on to them. Even adult kids can learn from us about healthy emotional awareness. So I'm going to share about some popular essential oils that can be used with various emotions, and also share different techniques to make using your oils for emotions most effective for all ages. And I'm also going to be sharing a technique called the Aroma Freedom Reset Technique. I'm an Aroma Freedom technique instructor and practitioner. I've been doing that for about 1.5 years, and it's a very powerful and effective way to use essential oils to help us release those emotional blocks and negative mindsets so that we can live a life more full of peace and joy. So if you've never heard of Aroma Freedom Technique, I really recommend discovering more about that. You can go to my website, www.untethered.life, to learn more about the Aroma Freedom Technique. So later on tonight's class, we'll go through the Aroma Freedom Reset. And it's a simple technique that you can take and use with yourself and your kids and others that you encounter along your way. So first of all, let's talk about the science behind using essential oils for emotions. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical practitioner, so anything I share is just for your informational purposes, not to cure, diagnose, or treat any illness, just for your benefit, that you can learn better how you can help yourself be in an emotional balance place. So science, there is definitely science behind how essential oils can work to benefit our emotions. The sense of smell is directly connected to our limbic system of the brain. The limbic system of the brain is the part of the brain where the amygdala is, and the amygdala is where we have that fight or flight or freeze response. So when we breathe in the essential oils, it impacts that part of our brain where those things are stored and basically tells our brain to calm down and get another thought. It empowers us and supports us in a process of releasing those negative emotions and mindsets so that we can stay present in our present environment in a state of love, joy, and peace. You might probably hear me say those three words a lot because I feel like that's a foundation of living a whole and healthy life in an emotionally balanced way. So if you're lacking in any of those areas, you can definitely use essential oils to help you get to that place in a much more quick way than just trying to manage your thought life. The essential oils really help us with that brain, that mind renewal process. So you can think about in life how when you maybe walk into someone's home and you smell something cooking and you first have that emotional response like, oh, wow, maybe a happy feeling rises up in you because your body recognizes that emotional feeling that you're having as that smell is a comforting smell. Maybe it reminds you of a happy time. At the same token, if you walk outside or maybe you're inside or driving down the road and you have the smell of skunk come, you quickly have that visceral response of, oh, what is that? And then your brain, your thought kicks in and goes, oh, identifies it. If you know what skunk smells like, oh, that just must be a skunk. So the emotional center of the brain is the only, our sense of smell is the only sense can immediately trigger our emotions. Like you can't control that. It just happens. Now you might be able to suppress the reaction, but you can't stop your body from responding to smell. So now that we've covered a little bit of science, now you can go way more into all that, and we do in the Roman Freedom Technique, but I'll stop there for tonight. Let's talk about these blends and what they can do for you. The first one I'm going to talk about is Harmony. Harmony is an amazing blend. It's called Harmony because guess what? It helps to really harmonize your body. It's a blend of sacred sandalwood, lavender, ylang-ylang, frankincense, orange, angelica, geranium, hyssop, Spanish sage, black spruce, coriander, bergamot, lemon, jasmine, Roman chamomile, palmarosa, and rose. That's a lot of oils. And the benefits of all these oils and the way the synergy of them works to bring your body into harmonic balance. Now, if your body has been out of harmony for quite some time, it's going to take some consistent use of an oil to help bring those feelings and emotions into a state of balance. So Harmony is an amazing one to begin to diffuse in your home or to apply topically. One of the recommended top applications for Harmony is to apply it to all what we call the chakras or the energy centers in the body, the five. Not five, that's not the right number. I think it's 7. I don't have those. Maybe there's 8. Sorry, I'm not a chakra master, but I just know that applying them to the energy centers of the body is a great way to direct your body to come into balance. So you can diffuse it. You can diffuse it around children to help them keep a peaceful and happy atmosphere. You can diffuse it around family situations. I liken it also to when I like to use Harmony and also like to use peace and calming for sometimes some of the similar emotional needs. And a suggested affirmation, I'm going to give suggested affirmations with each of these oils because one of my favorite things to do is using oils and affirmations. So for Harmony, my suggested affirmation for you is I am at peace or I'm at harmony with myself and others. Now, one way you can help really ground that affirmation is to take a drop of Harmony in the palm of your hand, rub your palms together, and breathe it in while you're meditating on this phrase. I am at harmony with myself and others, or some other simple phrase like that is directed at coming into a state of balance in your emotions. The next oil that we're going to talk about tonight is forgiveness. Now, here's a quote from Marianne Williamson. It says, "Forgiveness is not always easy. At times, it feels more painful than the wound we suffered, to forgive the one that inflicted it, and yet there is no peace without forgiveness." So if you've ever been wounded or hurt by someone, you know that until you're able to completely forgive and release that person, there's a part of you that always holds on to the pain of that moment, the pain of that incident. And maybe oftentimes, particularly if you're a woman, you tend to hold on to that unforgiveness toward yourself. Now, some people say to me, how is it that the name of an oil on the bottle, what is that about? It sounds a little woo-woo to me. Well, the amazing thing is that Gary Young, the founder of Young Living, had a unique ability to understand how the plants synergistically work together and to support our different emotions. There are certain emotions that we have when we need to walk in forgiveness. And so the oils in this blend help support our journey into forgiving others. There's going to be many times we need to forgive. Oftentimes we need to forgive someone who doesn't even realize that they've done something wrong to us or who's never going to apologize to us. But when we walk in unforgiveness, that's like drinking the poison and hoping the other person dies. So if you've not yet forgiven someone, let me recommend that you figure out a way to at least get to a place where you're want to forgive. And forgiveness is a great oil to help you in that journey. Now, using, sometimes when we think about these incidences that create that place of wounding in our bodies, we can start to begin to be filled with all the emotions surrounding that event. So when you have that state of being, maybe something's coming to mind right now, you can take that drop of forgiveness, you can rub it in the palms of your hand, and again, you can just breathe it in while focusing in on that event. Now, this is some of the, we're crossing over a little bit into some techniques that we use in Aroma Freedom, but this is a powerful tool to help you get to a place of peace within yourself and to be able to just release people into the presence of God and release yourself from the job of keeping track of them. Now, in forgiveness, we have some other amazing single oils. This one contains sesame seed oil, melissa, geranium, frankincense, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, coriander, angelica, lavender, bergamot, lemon, ylang ylang, jasmine, helichrysum, Roman chamomile, and Palmarosa and rose, some similar ones as Harmony has. Now this combination, again, it just supports us in releasing those negative emotions so that we can easily or more easily forgive those. And it's an important part of personal growth. So you can use this blend daily in the diffuser. Maybe you have a particular situation that's really weighing on you that you know you need to let go. So you maybe need that daily support. You can also apply 2 to 4 drops directly on your right rib cage or in the center of your right foot. You don't have to dilute it, but if you have any concerns about that, you can always add this to a tea carrier oil to apply. And then diffusing it 1 hour 3 times a day. And a suggested affirmation with this oil is, I am free to forgive. And again, just breathing that in, whether you're diffusing it or you've applied it to those areas in your body, just walking through and meditating that affirmation, I am free to forgive. And you can name the person or the situation and just see how that goes for you. All right, so next oil is Inner Child. In the Aroma Freedom technique, we often call this the magic oil. Now, I've noticed in my clients, it's either the magic oil or the hated oil, because sometimes that inner child work can be challenging and painful to walk through. Sometimes we don't really know who we are. We've gone through life putting on different personas, trying to meet the approval of others, trying to find acceptance and belonging. And so we're just trying to see, what part of myself can I show to someone else? What part can I be? Who can I be so that other people will love and accept me and I can belong, I can receive the approval that I so want. But in doing that, we often hide parts of ourselves to some people and not to others. And we begin this fractured dance of, who am I? Well, Inner Child helps us get back to that centered place in our being. You know, God created each of us with a specific purpose, and only you can do the purpose that God created you for. So it's really important to get back to that place of simplicity and innocence, and really dial into, who am I and what was I created for? And Inner Child is an amazing oil to help with that process. Once we truly learn to embrace our purpose, embrace who we're created to be, it brings so much peace to your body. If you're struggling with any kind of discomfort in your body, this is a great place to start. Who am I? What is my identity? And I really trust and I vote your victory in finding your true identity and who God created you to be. Now this blend it's very citrusy, as I love this one. It's got orange, tangerine, ylang ylang, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, jasmine, lemongrass, spruce, bitter orange, and neroli. And they all can help stimulate memory response and help you reconnect with your own identity, which is one of the very first steps to finding emotional balance. You can dilute a drop of this. Now, because it has citrus in it, this will make your skin, it can possibly make your skin photosensitive out in the sun. So make sure if you apply it topically that you're not going to be out in the sun in the next 12 to 36 hours. It varies on what the recommendations are there. But just to be safe, you could apply it in an area where the sun is not going to reach your skin. And you can diffuse this again or apply it topically. And the suggested affirmation for this one is to put the drop in your hand, breathe that in, and your affirmation is, I release the past and embrace my story. All right, our next oil is present time. Thomas S. Monson said, the past is behind, learn from it. The future is ahead, prepare for it. The present is here, live it. Now, I'm a thinker. I spend a lot of my time in my head thinking about all the things. I get lost in thought. My kids will talk to me and they'll be like, Mom, hello, Mom. And I'm just thinking. I'm thinking about the past. I'm thinking about the future, but I'm definitely not in the present. I think as a parent, it's super important that we learn to stay present for our kids. I get caught up, when I'm doing that, whether about the future or the past, most of the time it's in a state of worry, concern, or even fear. Very rarely does that bring me to a place of joy and gladness. And so learning to stay present and really being in this moment and feeling the gratitude and being thankful for the gifts that are in this moment is really, really important. Present time has sweet almond, bitter orange, black spruce, and ylang-ylang. And when you diffuse present time, it helps you stay present in the here and now so that you don't have to stay stuck in the past and you don't think too far in the future. So again, this is a great oil to bring that emotional balance, because when we stay present, we can really be more responsive to what's going on in the here and now versus reacting to something in the past or reacting to some story that we're telling us about the future. Now, if you pair meditation with present time, this brings a really powerful effect. Now, for meditation, I like to use scripture passages or some of the affirmations that I brought up for you. And it helps you pull out of that thinking place into more of just being present with yourself and with God and with the people that you're with. So as you focus on your breath and your body awareness and your present thoughts, you can just breathe this oil in and allow any thoughts that are about the future or the past to just dissolve away and just become present to this moment right here and now. So let me see, I'm looking at my notes here. So if you find yourself in certain situations getting pulled out of the present moment, it'd be a great time to apply this oil, and you can do that 2 to 4 drops directly below the belly button. That's also a great place to apply inner child. I didn't mention that. You don't have to dilute this one either, or you can diffuse it, 4 to 6 drops in the diffuser. So your suggested affirmation for this oil is, I stay present at all times. All right. Our next oil I'm going to talk about is release. Release is another oil we use in the Aroma Freedom technique, and it's so powerful when used in conjunction with focusing on what you want to release. It's a blend of ylang-ylang, olive, lavandin, geranium, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, grapefruit, tangerine, spearmint, lemon, blue cypress, davana, kaffir lime, acacia, jasmine, chamomile, resuscita, blue tansy, and rose. And it gives that a relaxing aroma that facilitates the ability to let go of anger and frustration, and also promotes harmony and balance when diffused. So it's no surprise that teens are emotional. I don't know if you have any teenagers, but I right now at home have 3 teenagers and another one, a 12-year-old, so that's pretty close to teenager. Lots of changes going on in their bodies, lots of things they have to decide. Someone once explained to me that when puberty hits, it's like you take, up until puberty, all their ducks are in a row. Mom and dad have told them, helped order their life, told them how to make decisions. And then all of a sudden, all of that well-ordered or mostly well-ordered knowledge that they have, when all the emotions hit, puberty hits, they just get thrown up into the air and they have to figure it all out all over again. And I know anytime I have that kind of change for me, that's a little stressful. And it's also a time when negative emotions can really come to the forefront. And instead of walking in peace and joy, we get stuck in worrying about the past or worrying about our future. And then getting angry, because anger is a very powerful emotion. Anger helps pull us out of a place of insecurity and fear into feeling powerful. And there's a place for anger. But anger, holding on to anger and anger wrongly expressed can be kind of catastrophic. So we want to help support our children and ourselves and releasing those emotions and staying present in the present time with love, joy, and peace. So one thing that, just off topic, not necessarily oils, but just how do we communicate love to our kids when they're going through those hard times? Well, for me, my trigger is when my kids are going through a hard time, I start worrying because, like, oh no, what am I going to do to fix this? Well, that doesn't help them stay in a place of peace. So I have to get, maybe I need to breathe in the release first, release my negative emotions and fears and any anger and frustration about their behavior so that I can communicate love to them and give them a safe place to process their emotions. So giving teenagers tools to help them process unwanted emotion, or maybe not unwanted, but those uncomfortable emotions will help them be more emotionally balanced as they go through life. And what greater gift can we give our kids than that? Movement can also be used to help work through the intensity of an emotion. So helping our teens know, hey, you can go run outside, go play basketball, go longboard, go work out. We've got a gym near us that has a punching bag. Sometimes I like to go there because sometimes it's just the buildup of energy in the body. And so diffusing release and teaching them how to release and process their emotions in a healthy way is a great gift to our kids. So you can apply it 2 to 4 drops just below your throat, right around your collarbone area. You don't have to dilute it again, but if you desire to, you can use a carrier oil. Carrier oils are things like almond oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil, coconut oil. There's quite a bit out there what you could choose from. So my suggested affirmation for you to use with this oil is, I let go with grace and ease. And just again, you can breathe that in while meditating on that or thinking on that phrase. All right, next oil. This says Valor 2, but I'm just going to talk about Valor. I don't know if Valor 2, all the oils that I'm talking about tonight come in what we call the Feelings Kit. And I don't know currently, I looked it up, if Valor, Original Valor or Valor 2 is in our kit. But I'm going to talk about Valor 1, my favorite one. It's not really the original one, but it's a reformulated Valor. If you haven't experienced Valor yet, you need to. Valor is an amazing oil. I like to apply it to my wrists, hold my wrists together like this and breathe it in. And it really helps me get centered and grounded pretty quickly. You inhale courage and you exhale fear. The story goes that this blend was developed based on historical evidence of what the Roman soldiers would put on prior to going out to battle. Now, hopefully we're not having to go out to battle, but we often do need that courage at every age and every stage in our lives. Courage to take our first steps. Maybe life is changing, you're in a place of transition and you need to take some steps into a new place. And just new places are hard. Valor can help. Maybe your child is stepping onto a school bus for the first time or going to some kind of class. Valor can help. My daughter went and had her first interview, which she nailed it, got the job, and right before she walked out the door, I gave her some Valor to put on her wrist and behind her neck, and I prayed for her. It can help you get through your first presentation. It can help you dream. Let go of the fear of dreaming big. It can help you build your own business. Wherever you're at in life, Valor is a great oil. It's an easy and effective way to inhale courage and exhale fear. Now, the opposite of courage is inertia. So saying the affirmation can help you move from inertia to courage. And so you can diffuse Valor. I've diffused it sometimes, but personally I just love to apply it again to my wrist or to the back of my neck, over my chest, so I can breathe it in and smell it. And Valor has caprylolic triglycerides, Phacelia marina or black spruce oil, camphor wood oil, blue tansy, frankincense, geranium. And it contains naturally occurring constituents linalool, alpha-pinene, campine, and limonene. Now, I tell you those chemical constituents because you can go Google what the specific chemical constituents would do, and then you can learn how to apply Valor to other situations in your life that, for compliance reasons, I'm not going to talk about here. So suggested affirmation is, I am strong and courageous. All right, so I'm going to talk next about the Aroma Freedom Technique. And if you want to learn more, I've written several blog posts about it, and you have some more basic information about what the Aroma Freedom Technique is on my website, which is www.untethered.life. And it's a technique that uses the power of scent to gently shift awareness away from a challenging negative feeling and memories, and to initiate a positive outlook and attitude. And when you have that shift, it results in greater freedom and greater confidence. And then you're no longer stuck in that negative mindset, and you're free to create the life you desire. I worked with one lady who hadn't driven a car in 8 years, and after 1 hour of the Aroma Freedom Technique with me, she's been driving. So now she said, I've got my life back. So using essential oils in this way really can help shift us out of being stuck in our past and being able to stay present and be able to move forward into that life that we know we're created for. It's a 12-step process that was developed by Dr. Benjamin Purkis, who's a clinical psychologist, and it's based on sound psychological principles that pairs the power of smell, which I talked about in the beginning, and how that impacts our limbic system, with some focus steps. We use the 3 oils in the starter kit: Stress Away, frankincense, and lavender, which if you have those handy, I'm going to lead you through in just a minute here, the Aroma Freedom Reset Technique. And then we also you can use lemon and peppermint, you can use thieves even. And our favorites to use in the technique are also Inner Child Release and then Transformation or Belief. Now you can purchase Dr. Benjamin's Purkis's books. We also even have a Spanish version. We just finished getting that translated and super excited about that. And I'll be teaching certification classes. So if you're interested in becoming certified, I do teach those in person, and I'll be teaching an online Spanish certification course here in a couple months. All right, so here's what we're going to do for an aroma reset. So you're going to think about a recent event, or even just today, like maybe just before you got on this class, something that's troubling you, something that's kind of giving you a little bit of pause, have a little bit of emotional intensity associated with that event. And I want you to just allow yourself to become aware and become present to what are the thoughts you have around that. Maybe it really can be anything that's causing any bit of distress in your body. I'll just say choose something, relatively recent that's not too troubling for you. And then become aware of what is that emotion that you feel about that. Emotions like sad, happy, discouraged, disappointed, angry, frustrated, overwhelmed. And notice where you're feeling that emotion in your body. Now, we feel our emotions in our body. They show up. You may not be really connected to that. Some of us are disconnected from where our emotions are showing up in our bodies, and that's okay. You can reconnect that. But for the meantime, if you're not able to really tap into that, just say to yourself, I feel, let's just use example, sad. And when you say, I feel sad, notice where that word lands in your body, or what part of your body kind of highlights. And don't discount anything. It's not, you don't have to be perfect at this. So maybe your little finger twinged. That's all right. Go with that. And when you have all that pulled together, you're going to take a drop of lavender, a drop of Stress Away, and a drop of frankincense in the palm of your hand. When you get those, a drop of each of those in the palm, and maybe more than one comes out, and that's okay. You're going to rub your palms together. And once you get that rubbed together, you're going to bring them up to your nose, and you're going to be able to breathe that in. So just cup your hands over your nose, breathing in deeply while you focus in on that feeling in your body and on that memory. Taking big, deep breaths, noticing how the scent of the oil goes into your brain, impacts your olfactory nerve, goes down into your lungs, and just notice what begins to happen. That memory may get feel further away, begin to break apart. It may become more clear. You might get a perspective, or it may shift into another memory. That feeling in your body, it might intensify for a minute. That's okay. Just feel it fully. Breathe into it. Allow that wave of emotion to surge, and you just breathe through till you get to the other side. And look for any new positive thoughts or beliefs that start to emerge. They may not after just doing this quick little reset, but oftentimes it brings us to a place of balance and calm just after a minute of doing this little technique. Just continue breathing that in until you feel like something has shifted and you feel in a more, in a greater place of peace. Just remember, emotions are like waves. They don't last forever. Just breathe till you get to the other side. You can use this technique anytime, anywhere. When we do the full aroma freedom technique, we go and dive deeper into the layers, but sometimes we don't have time in a moment to take ourselves through, or to call up a friend, or to call a certified practitioner to help us through these deeper things. But in the moment, this is a great technique to help you just diffuse the emotion and get to a place of being able to function at a calmer, more peaceful level. All right. So that's my presentation here on essential oils for emotions. It really is my favorite way to use essential oils. I am an emotions guru. I love to dive into emotions and help people pinpoint how their emotions are impacting their health. And so I love the feelings kit. I love all the oils I'm using for the Aroma Freedom technique. Now you can get the feelings kit. The most affordable way to get these blends and to try them out. A couple of them, actually one of them, only release comes in a larger bottle. So this is a great starter kit for the oils that are specific to emotions. And that kit is $181. And if you are on Essential Rewards, you can use your rewards point for this kit. Now, this kit goes in and out of stock due to its popularity. So if I haven't checked the stock list now to see if it's actually in stock. But if you were to order all these things separately, you would spend, if you were to order Present Time, Inner Child, Forgiveness individually, you would spend $173.50 just on those three. And so for $750 more, you can get Release, which is $39.25, except for in this kit. So that $39.25 is that full bottle. Harmony, because of, I don't know if you remember, but all of those oils that I listed off, it's a lot of oils in that bottle, it's $71.75, and Valor by itself is $39.75. So you're getting quite a good deal when you get the Feelings Kit, and it's a huge savings this way. And if you order on your Essential Rewards order, then you earn back either between 18 and 45 points, depending on where you are in your the percentage that you get back. And then you also, receive you receive a free product when you use 100 PV, when you spend up to 100 PV on your ER order. So, if you're on ER, this would be a great kit to put on. And I would actually add, because it's 181, I would go ahead and add another. You get the 2 rewards, PV and or the 190 PV. You get 2 free oils. So if you're not already a member of Young Living, and you were not invited by someone else to this class, then I would love to be your sponsor in your journey into oils. And you can go to youngliving.com and use my sponsor no roller number 1570922. But if someone else has been teaching you about essential oils and showing you about them, please ask them for their number so you can sign up with them. Now this month, actually not this month, this week through tomorrow, we've got an amazing starter kit deal where you can get 2 diffusers and 13 oils plus all these things you see pictured here for $198.25. Normally, you just get 1 diffuser and it's $160. For just a little bit more, you can get 2 extra oils and another diffuser. And I definitely, and this is only for new members, so I can't go purchase this bundle, but I would because I love having all the diffusers in all the rooms. And then also this up and through tomorrow, you hit 15% off of Ninja Red, Ninja Nitro, and Lime, Lemon, and Cinnamon Bark Vitality. So if you haven't yet tried Ninja Red, Nitro, this is a great time. And this is only on the quick order, so you won't get that deal with your Essential Rewards, at least as I understand it. In that premium starter kit, you get a diffuser, you get, if you do the duo, you get 2 diffusers, 2 of the Dewdrop diffusers, and then you get Lavender, Raven, Panaway, Citrus Fresh, Stress Away, Peppermint, Lemon, Digest, Copaiba, Thieves, and if you do the duo, you also get Tangerine and Lime, and you also get a sample of Thieves Cleaner and 2 samples of Ninja Red. And then if you wanted to order the Feelings Kit, I would recommend that you do that. Go ahead and get on the Essential Rewards program so that you can be stacking up your points and get more free products. I don't recommend products that I don't love to people and that I don't find benefit in, so I'm not saying get this because I don't want you to have something else sitting on your counter that you're not using. But I promise you, if you use these oils and you start being really consistent with them, you will begin to see shifts in your emotions. And if you're healthy in your emotions, the rest of your body is going to follow. All right, so that's it for tonight. So thank you for coming to my class. I really appreciate y'all joining me live. And again, if you want to share this, the replay will be up on YouTube. And you can go to my YouTube channel, Untethered Life, and you can find past classes and past things I've done. I'm getting more consistent there, so you'll see a few more popping in. And if you like this script, some of it's my own stuff, but a lot of it comes from Grow Workspace. And Grow Workspace is an amazing place to get great content to help educate people on their young living lifestyle. And I really recommend getting a subscription over there to great people, Chrissy and Claire. And you can get a free week trial. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'd love to hear from you. My email is heather@untethered.life. And let me know what you liked about this class and what you learned. And next week, I'll be doing a class on essential oils and romance. So I hope to see you there. All right. Thanks, everybody. Good night.